You guys say you got a ticket? No?
Nah, I cruised by to see if I could grab
Okay.
one.
You should have one.
Get even louder now for my friend Tai Nguyen, everybody.
When I'm in New York, I'll be in the port. When I'm in Manhattan, working in the mall. When I'm in Texas, hopping out of Nashville, feeling good today. Then I'm in my Wow. I'm happy you guys are here tonight. I really appreciate it. This is a special moment for me. So I don't know why the hell am I dressed like this. I know you guys were expecting a suit, right? Because you're used to seeing Tai in a suit. I knew that I had to wear something different. At first, I had in mind a tracksuit, like a full Adidas tracksuit. But I couldn't find a tracksuit that matched my size, even in the kids section. And the mall was about to close in 1 hour. I panicked and I ran into American Eagle. And then I came out looking like a millennial cowboy. When the news first broke that I'm gonna be headlining Stateside Paramount, none of the comedians believed it was true. Until I showed them the Paramount website with the purchase now button. And then after that, they were like, wow, Tai, what network requested you? Who did you know? Who was your hookup? To be honest, I just sent them an email. I use Gmail if that helps. I figured, why not? Why not shoot my stand-up special? Who give a shit that I've been only doing it for a little while? Y'all know the phrase, aim for the moon, and if you fall, you dance amongst the stars? Yeah. In my case, it's more like aim to be a famous comedian, and if I fall, I'll just dance amongst the baristas. Did y'all know that behind every barista is a very obscure IMDb account? I shouldn't make fun of baristas though. That's like half of my peers. Y'all can't believe what happened to me recently in Austin, Texas. I was walking downtown to a comedy club. All of a sudden, a car pulled by, a guy rolled down the window, point at me and go, hey, look, it's Jackie Chan. I must have been high or something because I wasn't offended at all. Calling me Jackie Chan is calling me an established actor who's been in over 200 movies, does all of his own stunt, and even won a Lifetime Achievement Award from Obama. I would have been more offended if he would have called me Tai Nguyen. People ask me what's my comedy style. I do insecurity. I get inspiration from people negative perception of me, which I created myself. I'm the bad guy here. Sometimes I feel like if I didn't have insecurity, I would have nothing to talk about. I wouldn't go on stage every night and do stand-up comedy. I would just be at home, feeling secure. I feel like every time I defeat one insecurity, like, yeah, I conquered that, another one would just pop up right away. For example, I used to have really messed up teeth growing up because I was poor. I didn't want to bother my parents until in my mid-20s, I could afford braces. Now my teeth are straight, see? And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I started to grow bald up here. So that made me very skeptical, like, what's next? I'm gonna go buy a wig and then get diabetes? I feel like God is telling me, son, I have special plans for you, and none of them involve getting laid. It's self-service for you, boy. Through stand-up comedy, I was able to work through my insecurity. I knew that by tonight, I had to be secure as possible, because I don't want to look back and see an insecure tie on my taping. My self-esteem had to be high. In order to do that, I had to refrain from visiting my parents. It's true. 2 weeks before the show, I visited my parents, and here's what my mom told me. Tai, that is a messed up haircut. You need to get a haircut right now. No company is gonna hire you with that haircut. First off, I'm not even looking for a job right now. And to prove her point wrong, with this haircut, I could get any IT job in Austin. You know, a comedian's strength comes from self-awareness. So I'm aware that this is a messed up haircut. Y'all can laugh, this is a fucked up haircut. This haircut looked like I was getting a haircut during Hurricane Harvey. And the barber was like, oh man, fuck it, I'm out of here. There wasn't much I could do for him anyway. Hopefully need a hurricane take care of that mess on the top of his head. If I find a girlfriend during this time when my haircut is messed up, then I know that she's the one, that she's a keeper, because she's been there with me through my toughest time. When my hairline is receding. So you could say she was there with me through the thick and thin. I'm looking for that ride or die chick. That's why I've been doing enough online dating. They say if you don't use it, you'll lose it. And I wasn't about to lose my Photoshop skills. Y'all know the Photoshop paint bucket tool, the Photoshop paint bucket? I use that on the top of my head. I'm on Match.com to be specific. It's a very popular dating website. Is anybody else on there? Damn. Well, it's still very popular. For those who pretended to never been on Match.com, it's a dating website. And on dating website, you have this thing called dating profile, which is very similar to your job resume, meaning you could just make shit up. On my dating profile, I put that I'm a dolphin trainer at SeaWorld. That way, when girls sees that, they'll think, wow, this guy's a dolphin trainer. He's used to being around wet surroundings. Also, being a dolphin trainer shows that you know how to touch a lady. Because you can't just grab a dolphin and be like, hey, come here, you big fish. You gotta stroke it gently, like, yeah, baby, yeah. Now hold still and be a good girl for daddy. While daddy take this selfie for Match.com. Cause once daddy find a match, he can finally quit this stupid job. Trying to eat fish, not smell like one. This one girl on Match.com, she's very brave, very brave. She said yes to the do you have any kid question? And in the how many box, she put 2. Then she directly wrote on her profile, yeah, I have 2 kids, and you can't handle that, then I don't want you anyway. Maybe when I fill out my next job application, I should put, yeah, I have 2 felonies, and if you can't handle that, then I don't want to work for Chick-fil-A anyway. Chick-fil-A is a Christian-based store. Is everybody aware of that? And as Christian, you're supposed to be forgiving, right? You should be able to forgive somebody, even if they have multiple felonies. I mean, getting charged with attempted murder only means you're gonna make a killer chicken sandwich. You wanna make sure that chicken is fully dead, right? And convicted, that's just another word for getting the job done. Even Jesus, back in his days, had multiple felonies, mostly for attempted drowning. But serious question though, guys. Serious question. If Jesus was alive today, do y'all think he'll be on ChristianMingle.com? If so, then he too had to fill out a series of questions. What's your favorite food? Bread. What's your favorite drink? Wine. Do you have any kids? We all know Jesus can't lie, so it's just. How many? In the box he put 7 billion. There's another profile on Match.com, like a lot of girls. So I had to scroll through all of them to find my soulmate, you know? My soulmate. One that doesn't go to church and enjoy Game of Thrones. I found a girl that met my requirement, But after checking out all her pictures, I noticed she had multiple pictures of herself holding rifle. Like, why would you do that? That's not attractive. I have weapon, but you don't see me posting picture of myself holding ninja star. I don't want to add to the stereotype that Asian throw ninja star. Shit. I smoke crack just to break stereotype. This one girl, she took it to the next level. She have a selfie of herself holding a rifle next to a deer she just killed. Like, why would you do that? Who would you attract? The cast of Duck Dynasty? and the thing that freaked me out the most was she all smiling in her picture, like it was a prom picture, while the deer just lay there dying. I could see his eyes still open, tears coming down his eye. Looking like it just died in vain. I'm sorry, Bambi. Mommy's not going to be able to make it home tonight. Mommy got shot by one of those pumpkin spice girls. A weird thing I noticed is another girl would post their zodiac sign and use it as an excuse for how crazy they are. There are tons of them. But here's one example. This one girl put, "Yeah, I'm a Scorpio, and we all know how that goes, LOL." No, I don't know how that goes. I could use horoscope as an excuse for my behavior. I'm a Cancer, so I'm just gonna have sex, then leave. Cause people with Cancer, we don't tend to stick around too long. LOL. I can't date like a girl that's a hardcore football fan. Even though in Texas, that's like some guy baby mama type right there. I was very insecure about being short in middle school. I was like this high. I knew that I wasn't gonna be good at sport, so I would talk shit about anybody that plays sport. Hey, look at that Neanderthal male earning cheers from his peers because he could catch balls. And the hot female cheerleader would give him Snappy BJ because they too want to catch balls. Hopefully God give them something bigger catch in the future, like asteroid or something. So while the Neanderthal were doing Neanderthal activities, a more sophisticated mammal like myself was sat unknown in the back of a cafeteria somewhere, having deep philosophical thoughts about the creation of life, how we all started with a big bang, and how I could just end it all with a big bang. Shout out to Kurt Cobain. I was just jealous that a hot female cheerleader wouldn't give me any BJ for my philosophical thoughts. And it's not like I kept all these thoughts to myself. Hey, Jessica, you want to talk about suicide? No? You're not a real Nirvana fan, you poser. So I went home and I did some research on Yahoo Answer I couldn't even be mad anymore. It's not my fault that hot female cheerleader wouldn't give short guy BJ. Because the issue stemmed back to primitive time. Back in primitive time, the taller Neanderthal male would kill off the shorter Neanderthal male, take his spouse, then throw the kid down a river. And once the female Neanderthal saw enough of that, she's like, "Nuh-uh, I'm not messing with short guys no more, even if they're good with their tongue." Ladies and gentlemen, I'm doing some very relatable material here. If you're short, your tongue game has to be on point. Y'all heard of the phrase, eat pussy for dessert? In my case, I have to eat it for breakfast, lunch, and then dinner. And for dessert, I just stick it in, kind of like saying, "Hey, I did it. I have intercourse. I'm not a virgin anymore. Hooray for me." I don't feel bad about being short anymore. Over here, I might be considered a midget, but back in my country, I'm considered LeBron James. Back in Vietnam, this is tall, dark, and handsome. So I'm making a big sacrifice right now, guys. I could have been back in Vietnam getting pussy that fits. Instead, I'm up here talking about how my tongue works 24/7. My tongue works 3 shifts to support my deadbeat dick. Wait, I take that back. I just threw my dick under the bus way too hard. My dick is not a deadbeat dick. It's looking for employment. It just haven't found a position it can fill yet. Can't even I just say what I just say? So I've been doing stand-up comedy for about 2 years now. And I was going through up and down, working a daytime job at that. I told a guy once, and the first question he asked me was, "Well, how much do you get paid?" And that just pisses me off. That shows me that some people only do things if money's involved. I wish I would have told him, "Actually, Scott, doesn't pay me anything, but it keeps me from bringing my 9mm to work." Can you buy me lunch today, Scott? Forgot my wallet at home. Sorry. I couldn't be mad at Scott, though. I used to be the same way as he was. I used to love stand-up comedy, but I never pursued it because I didn't see any money in it until one day I got home from work, tired as always. I turned on the TV like a zombie. While watching the TV, a light bulb went off in my head. Hey, I enjoy watching television, even though there's no money in it. So why should doing stand-up be any different? I mean, keeping up with the Kardashians never paid my bill. And believe me, I kept up. The reason why I never pursued stand-up comedy, it wasn't the money issue. It was that I was too afraid to step outside my comfort zone, which could be a very difficult thing to do. Some people live their whole life without ever stepping outside of their comfort zone. Those people are called racists. I work at a call center doing customer support for AT&T for 2 years now, and I don't even remember one happy day there. Sometimes I even wonder why I set the alarm clock. That's like setting myself up to receive bad news at a specific time. Working at that job made me a big fan of natural disaster. I felt like all my prayers finally came true when the fire alarm went off at work. And I remember they evacuated all of us into the parking lot. And when I got to the parking lot, I was just so happy that I got on my knees and I prayed to God. Please, God, please do me a favor. Do me a solid and burn this place to the ground. For I do not have the strength or willpower to quit and find a new job. For I am way too preoccupied with the Kardashian. I know the Lord is my shepherd. He will forgive me for my weakness. Big booty woman with money. Please burn this place to the ground, and I promise I will never watch that show again. Turn out, it was just a fire drill. So I got on my knees and I prayed to God for nothing. I should have prayed to Satan. That's what I should have done. Satan can make a fire happen. It says on the Bible. Do not pray to Satan. This is what happens when you pray to Satan. You become an Asian male stand-up comedian. Trust me, I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. So I've been trying to get rich. With that in mind, do we have any rich folks in the house tonight? What is this, a Democratic rally? I'm not rich neither. This necklace is fake. The back of my neck is gonna turn green afterward. I tried everything and none of them work out. I had to resort to self-help book. Yeah, I read self-help books, so does your mom. The one I'm reading right now is called Get Rich or Die Trying by Curtis Jackson. I'm sure y'all heard of him. In that book, it says that being poor, that's just a mind state. You think broke, that's why your reality is broke. After I learned that, I started changing. I started talking like I'm rich. I started walking like I'm rich. And I even started having sex like I'm rich. Do y'all know how rich Asian guys have sex? No condoms. Which is ironic because that's also how poor Asian guys have sex. Turned out, it was in me all along. I know I have a poor mentality. Every time I go to a fast food spot, no matter which one, my eyes would instinctively go straight to the dollar menu. I don't even look at the other side of the menu. It doesn't exist to me. It's like having a glimpse of the good life. It's like looking at a house in the neighborhood you can't afford. I know where I belong, in the ghetto. That's how I know about gentrification, through the McDonald's lunch menu. I still want that quarter pounder someday. Sometime when I order multiple items from the dollar menu, sometime I wonder that if the female cashier that worked there thinks, this cheap motherfucker. But then again, she worked at McDonald's, so does her opinion really count? As a matter of fact, we're on the same level. I should get her phone number. Say, girl, why don't you put your phone number on this receipt right here, and I'll take you to Wendy's. When I was in community college, that was the peak of my brokenness. I remember that I was so broke that I couldn't afford to take this girl out on any date. So I just pretended I was into outdoor activity. What? You want me to take you to go see Star Trek? That's for a nerd, baby. I'm a CrossFit type of guy, can you tell? Now watch me hop in and out of this truck tire for an hour and 30 minutes, and then we can go have sex afterward. So I've been playing the lottery, and I started to feel like it's a scam. Every time I win something on a scratch lotto, I only make enough money back to buy another scratch lotto. I wish I played a lottery about 4 years ago when they had the $3 billion Powerball. I remember during that time, I saw a video on YouTube where this news reporter was interviewing this 40-year-old country guy, and she asked him, "Hello, sir, what are you gonna do after you won the $3 billion Powerball?" And his response was, "I'm gonna buy hooker and cocaine." After I heard that, I started to feel better about myself because I'm already doing those things. I'm already doing billionaire activity, but on a smaller scale. Instead of hooker and cocaine, for me it's more like massage partner and marijuana. Hooker and cocaine to me just sound like a synonym for herpes and early heart attack. Meanwhile, massage partner and marijuana is more like a happy ending, and eventually a happy meal down the line, depending on the type of weed I smoke. But I had to chill on smoking weed with Sept, because that's my favorite thing to do. The reason why I had to chill on smoking weed was my old weed dealer, who was a comedian in Austin, he recently moved out to LA to pursue his dream of becoming a bigger drug dealer. So he hooked me up with this weed dealer who's like a conspiracy theorist. Every time I drive like 30 minutes to his apartment just to buy a dime bag of weed, he would invite me in, sit me down, make me tea to talk about things I don't want to talk about. I don't want to hear about how 9/11 was an inside job. The airplane hit the building from the outside. Looked like an outside job to me. He proceeded to tell me how Donald Trump is a chosen one, and Obama is part reptilian, and that he sheds fake tears during his speeches. Listen, if I drove 30 minutes to your apartment to buy $10 worth of weed, not even the good shit, just dirt weed, it's obvious I have some personal issue going on. And I don't want to add Obama as a reptilian to that list. I just want to tell him, look, dude, I think it's cool that you're doing independent research, but could I just grab my dime bag? Kind of late to my Illuminati meeting. I'm afraid that if I say yes to his offer to watch YouTube conspiracy theory video, the cops are gonna kick down the door. We'll both be behind the couch because I gotta be high to watch that shit. And then they'll arrest both of us and take us to jail. Now, y'all know what happened to a guy like me in jail, right? It's a sad story. But not one of those sad stories you read in the book, Chicken Soup for the Soul. It's more like chicken soup for your a-hole. I don't know if y'all are the same way, but every time I meet somebody new, they hear my accent, they will ask me, where are you from? I would tell them, I'm from Vietnam. Then they'll immediately follow up with, do you know where I can find authentic Vietnamese restaurant in Austin? Do I look like Yep to you? I just got so tired of answering this question that I just tell them, you want authentic Vietnamese food? Go to google.com and type in Vietnamese restaurant in Austin that failed a health inspection. Those restaurants have the missing ingredients, which are blood, sweat, and tears from not having a green card. My parents own a Vietnamese restaurant, by the way, and this is how I promote it through stand-up comedy. So after tonight, feel free to go eat there, guys. Go tell them that Tai sent you, and they'll tell you, we disown him. After the food question, they will ask me, well, how did you came to America? That's a good question. I got here due to the Vietnam War. Is anybody here familiar with the Vietnam War? No? True throwback for y'all? Well, the Vietnam War is a civil war between the North and the South Vietnam. Kind of like the Confederate against the Union. The South Vietnam was the side that America decided to help stop communism, they say. But we all know that's not the truth. The real reason, and this coming from a native Vietnamese, so y'all know I'm gonna be on point. The real reason why America got involved in the Vietnam War was to help jumpstart Sylvester Stallone's acting career. The Vietnam War was a big tragedy. A lot of people died. But it's also the reason how I came to America on an airplane. So I don't get why a kid in middle school would make fun of me and call me a wetback. I came on an airplane. I'm air dry. They used to talk shit to me all the time. Tai, why don't you go back to your country? Why don't you buy me a plane ticket, buddy? Well, you have no rights to be here. Excuse me? No rights to be here? My dad fought in the Vietnam War. He helped save 3 Americans from STDs. What did your dad do during the Vietnam War? I'll wait. I bet you he ran off to Canada like a coward. While my dad was in the Vietnam jungle fighting off the Viet Cong, your dad was up in Canada spreading STDs to the masses. You should go get checked. That's pretty much sum up my whole middle school experience, defending my rights to be here. So moving on, the South Vietnam lost the war, the Viet Cong won, America decided to pull out because they didn't have a plan B. My dad was sent to prison where he had to endure harsh labor. On top of harsh labor, the prison guard would talk shit to him mercilessly. Hey, why did you betray us, you fucking traitor? You think Uncle Sam care about you? You think yellow knives matter over there? The only yellow knives that matter over there are the Simpsons. And why did you betray us, huh? What they got that we don't have anyway? They have ketchup, we have sriracha sauce. They have hot dog, we have authentic hot dogs. And who's their famous celebrity? Elvis Presley? I got an uncle with cerebral palsy that can dance. It's the same thing. My aunt says he's a hound dog. After 7 years of harsh labor, my dad was finally released from prison, where he was forced to live inside the countryside of Vietnam. He wasn't allowed to live in the city, and in the countryside, that's when he started his family. I remember living inside the countryside of Vietnam. We didn't have electricity, running water, or even a toilet. So y'all can imagine how hard it was for me to take a dump. What I had to do was I had to go deep inside the wood of Vietnam. And y'all know how scary it is, taking a dump at night in the wood of Vietnam? There's tiger in the wood of Vietnam. So every time at night while I'm taking a dump, and I hear a noise rustling in the bush nearby, I start thinking, this is it. This is where my life is gonna end. I'm gonna die a shitty death. But wait, there's something scarier than that. I know what y'all thinking. Tai, what could be scarier than potentially getting mauled to death by a tiger while taking a shit? What's scarier is I didn't have any toilet paper. So here's what I would do when I didn't have toilet paper. So imagine I'm taking a dump in the wood of Vietnam, okay? Use your imagination. I would wait for like a native animal to come by. Like a squirrel or something, I would snatch a squirrel and look at it in the eye. Give it a little pep talk about what's about to go down. I'm sorry, nobody. You're just in the wrong place at the right time. Then I proceeded to go to town on the squirrel. Do y'all know how soft squirrel fur is? Softer than Charmin, that's for sure. A female friend of mine, she's an animal activist. And I'm not even sure if you consider a squirrel an animal or not. But she heard this joke and she said, "Tai, that's animal cruelty." No, it's not. Because it worked out both ways. I got a clean booty, and that squirrel got a new hairstyle. It's like a darker shade of brown now, and it's all spiky. This squirrel look all stylish, and all the female squirrels are into it now. So thanks to me, that squirrel now busts a different type of nut. A more satisfying one, that's for sure. Sometime when I'm on stage, I wonder what life would have been like if I was still back in the wood of Vietnam. More squirrels would probably get violated. But I'm very happy to be here, guys. I'm very grateful to be here. Because where else could I get on stage and talk about shitting on squirrels? I think America is a great country. Whatever issue we have with each other, we're gonna work it out eventually. I'm so grateful to be here that if stand-up comedy doesn't work out, I'll become an immigration attorney. That way, I can get people from other countries into the United States. And the slogan I came up with was, Tai Nguyen, immigration attorney. If I can get me in, I can get you in too. And if I can't get you in, I'll marry you. That is actually the end of my 1 hour. So, y'all can clap, just clap. Get over it. I want to thank you guys for all showing up for my stand-up special taping. I really appreciate it. And I want to give a quick shout out to all my comedians in the crowd and everybody here for showing up. Appreciate it. About to have sex, but my insecurity came. Couldn't get it up, too much thoughts on my brain. About quit my job, but my insecurity came. Telling me no, every job is the same. About stop drinking, but my insecurity came. Telling me no, that I need it for the pain. Pain, 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 pain. Telling me no, that I need it for the pain. That was crazy. So like I ran out of breath on some part. But yeah, I just did it. I don't know about the consequences of this or what's gonna happen. I just did it.